Oh, crap. I was just trying to make sure that the bottom was up. Okay, good. It is. We got enough light. Okay. Just to give you a better look at him. This is my malachite elephant. I already showed you these. This is for when you come on, Brooke. My ametrines. Not sure what this one's going to be about. I'm thinking. Sorry. Being a light in a room in a world full of darkness. When I go over to my mom's, I have to be a counselor for her. I have to be a counselor for my brother. I have to be a counselor maybe sometimes for Jim and even sometimes for Stephanie. And as much as I don't mind doing it on the one hand, on the other hand, it's completely exhausting. Next time I go down to Kentucky, I'm either going alone or I'm going to have Maria and possibly Stephanie with me. The only problem is where we're going to put everybody, I don't know. But since Carl's not going to be there, I might try my hand at sleeping in Logan's room on one of those mattresses. I don't know if I want to sleep on the top bunk, though, because I feel like the top bunk would be closer to the ceiling, so I'd be freaking sweating all night, whereas the bottom bunk might be cooler. But if I'm going to do that, I would have to pick up Logie's stuff or see if I can maybe talk him into helping me pick up his stuff. So, and I'm hoping that when I go down there, if I start sleeping in his room, that maybe he will then be encouraged to sleep in there, because I feel like he just doesn't want to sleep in there alone. There may be scary, like feelings that he gets or something if he's in there. There you are. Hey. I was saying earlier, a few minutes ago, hon, on the live stream here in the beginning, darkness is because every time I go over to my mom's, I have to be everybody's counselor. I have to listen to all of them bitch and gripe, whine and cry about all the woes that they suffer, and I try to counsel them. I try to be supportive. I try to listen, when they need me to, and I try to give as positive advice as I possibly can, but that doesn't mean that they'll listen or even abide by it. When I'm down there at Chelsea's and Carl's there, it just immediately represses the atmosphere. He's expecting too much, and he just has a tendency to just go on and on and on about stuff and not shut the crap up. If things don't go the way Carl thinks they should go, then it's like a Jekyll and Hyde syndrome, I call it. Because when I'm riding down there with Carl to Kentucky, it is so stressful And when he gets mad, when he gets lost, he gets mad. When I get lost, I tend to get scared. But if I can pull off to the side of the road, take a few deep breaths, regain my focus and my concentration, find my center or whatever, and just say, Goddess, guide me, Goddess, guide me, Goddess, guide me. I know without a doubt that I will suddenly get a desire to do a certain action. Yeah, do a certain action or turn a certain direction to get me right on my course again. You know, if I turn the wrong place or I don't turn somewhere that I should. Carl gets mad and then he lashes out. And he's already told me, he's like, Janet, I'm not lashing out at you. I'm not saying it's your fault. Yeah, exactly. But when Carl gets mad, when he gets lost, I don't want to be in the car with him anymore. It makes me afraid to be in the car with him. And I feel like I'm stuck at his mercy. And it's not like I can get out and walk, you know. It's not my fault, and he's never claimed it was my fault. Exactly. When he bought this truck, even Chelsea asked him, she said, Dad, why do you need another vehicle? Well, this is going to be my primary vehicle. And now that he thinks this vehicle that he thinks he got such a great deal on, he's finding out very quickly that there are a lot of problems with it, some of which he don't even know about yet. So not only did he waste that money, but everybody else is going to have to hear about it. Everybody else is going to have to hear about him pissing and moaning about maybe I shouldn't have got it. Because now if he would get rid of at least 2 other vehicles, then it wouldn't be so bad. But Brooke, honey, I can tell you right now, this is the picture. They have a driveway that runs along the side of the house. They have a driveway that there are Carl's camper is up against the gate that goes to the backyard. Okay. In front of that is his white truck, which is very similar to the red truck that he just bought. And the red truck is a flippin' gas hog. It cost him, he's thinking to actually fill it to the full mark could very easily cost $100. How's he going to pull that off? Where's that money going to come from? Okay. The money that he's living on right now is he cashed in his PPG stock or whatever the heck it was with that last company that he worked for, which was called Oak. And he had like 4,000 or something like that. Originally, he said he was going to give Chelsea $1,000 to get her business started. Okay. And Chelsea was all for that because she said she figured in her own mind and everything that that's about what it would probably take to get everything up and running, because she has to get the materials, she has to get the shirts, she has to get the onesies, she has to get the vinyl, she has to pay shipping. No way of knowing how long it might take for the stuff to get there. So if she starts taking on orders too soon, she's not going to be able to fill them. And according to Carl, some people have already canceled on her. Justin can't be there to help her because of the fluctuating shifts that he works. Okay. Carl did not need this truck. He wanted this truck to stroke his ego, to impress people, and to make himself more the center of attention, because everybody would be going on and on and on about how nice the truck is and blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to hear the shit. Okay. But he don't get that. Okay, Carl has in the backyard alone on the patio, Brooke. Carl has a big white dually, which is it takes up a lot of room, and then next to it is a white thank you, a white El Camino that was absolutely beautiful the day he bought it, but now the entire front hood is rusted because he didn't need that car either. But he got it because he wanted it. Same with the camper. He got the camper, but yet he don't want to invest the time or the money into what it's going to take to fix it. So it's sitting there in the driveway, and then the white truck, and now he's taken up 2 parking spaces in front of the house, one of which I usually park in. So now I have to park further back and cross the street because he's got 2 parking spaces taken up on the street. So in totality, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 6 fucking vehicles. He does not need those. When you try to get him to listen to reason, yes, exactly. He bitches and moans and pisses and cries about how he don't have any money.
Don't forget, dear, besides the trucks and the cars, he's also got like 8 different mowers. He keeps grabbing, saying he's going to repair them and sell them, and he never does shit on them.
Yeah, and a lot of those are gems. You know, those aren't Carl's. A lot of them are gems, the way I understand it.
No, the ones lined up against the garage, according to Carl, those are Carl's. The ones between the 2 trucks, well, the El Camino and the truck, are Carl's.
Well, according to my, I felt completely the opposite. I thought that those were gems. I only knew the ones that were next to the Camino and the truck were gems. I'm not saying that it isn't what Chris just said, because I have not had that conversation with Carl, so how was I to know? So he's got 6 fucking vehicles. Oh, crap. I swear to God, I'm going to fucking scream. Come on. Could I kill you?
I tripped on it earlier today, too.
I'm the only one that hasn't tripped on the microwave yet. I just try to remember to look down when I'm walking by.
I guess I'm not.
I do. I make myself look down every time.
Chris.
That's Maria. That's Norma.
Chris.
I just got a weird phone number. I don't even know for sure what it is. So he's got all these vehicles. Only 2 of them run that I know of.
You only have to move far enough for me to get this. I didn't want to touch it.
Instead of complaining about not having any money, he doesn't for a second
I got
stop to
something for you
think
for Christmas, and I ain't gonna tell you.
about.
I've seen it.
Brooke says hi. Brooke, I'm live streaming.
Hi, Brooke.
So we've many times, different ones of us have tried to have a conversation with Carl to find a way to talk him into letting some of those go. Because part of what is causing so much tension between Mom and why she has so much discontent of Carl is because he won't get rid of the shit and sell it, and then he would have some money to live on. Okay, they have a 2-car garage. I think it's a 2-car. No, 1 car. They have a 1-car garage that is full from the ceiling to the floor of shit that Carl could sell and make all kinds of fucking money, including a NASCAR Barbie that was made to look like Danica Patrick.
Hello?
She's like the female NASCAR driver.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Brooke. I don't know what kind of time frame I have right now, as far as how much time I have to try and make a couple of trips down there to Kentucky by myself, to be able to talk with Chelsea alone, nobody else around, so no crap can get started that doesn't need to get started, and really help her to realize, okay, without bringing my name into it. All right. And I don't know if we can even pull this off, because it would take some serious magic probably to pull it off. But due to the fact that Carl doesn't believe in magic, I don't know that it would even work. He don't like talking about witchy stuff. Even though we were down at Chelsea's and they love talking about witchy stuff. She leaned over at one point and whispered to me, Aunt Janet, if you want to talk about witchy stuff, you go right ahead. Fuck him. This is my house. If she lets him, see, here's what's supposed to happen. is she has her and Justin have invited, God's help them, Carl to come down there to Kentucky to live with them. So that means he's going to take all 6 vehicles on top of all the shit that he's sitting on in the garage that he refuses to sell so that he could have some fucking money to live on and maybe at least get himself an apartment somewhere and not worry about moving down there until maybe next spring or something. Okay. So when we go, the conversation very quickly becomes him repeatedly asking Justin, what are we going to do? What are we going to have to move so I can move my shit? So blah, 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 this, that, the other. He's going to be living inside the house. What room are they going to give him? He'll probably end up with Logan's room. But I'm hoping that during the times when I go down there by myself before this happens, I'll sleep in Logan's room, and I'm hoping it will encourage him to start sleeping in his room again because he's got a bunk bed in there. I would probably sleep on the lower bunk because if I slept on the top bunk, I would have to literally pretty much strip down to my skivvies, to my underwear, bra and panties or something, so that I wouldn't fucking lay up there sweating all night and not be able to sleep because then it would be too hot because it's too close to the ceiling. Here's the problems I foresee if they go through with it and they let him move down there. He's going to try to go down there and take over. He may help out a little bit at first, but how long is that going to go on before he starts sitting around on his ass doing nothing? And then he may as well not be there at all, because if he's not going to help and keep helping, then he's, what the hell's the point of him being there? He's another mouth to feed. He's another bed to lay in. He's another, he keeps talking about all these ways that he's going to help her with the kids and help with the house and help with the laundry and help with this and help with that. But Carl has a bad habit of saying one thing and doing totally different another thing. There's going to be conflicts are going to start probably between him and Justin. Because Carl, being the narcissist that he is not going to be satisfied unless things are done his way. He's upset about the whole, I gave Chelsea all this money to start up her business, and you would think that she would at least have the common courtesy to give me 5 minutes of her time. So he wanted to talk to her and ask her, have you got the business going yet? Have you got this going? But she don't want to talk to him. Yeah. And then he's going to be stuck because he's not going to be, where's he going to go? He's not going to have anywhere to go. It's not like he's going to be able to move back to Columbus and move back into the house, because Mom and Jim, I don't even know how long they're going to be there. And if he comes back and tries to come back there, there's going to be a fight there too. When things don't go his way, he's going to get pissy. He's going to start bitching about it. People are going to start getting agitated. And then if they decide to throw his ass out, exactly. My thought is this. If he was truly any kind of a decent father, decent dad, he would have never gone into giving her the money with the misunderstanding that if he did so, that they were automatically going to make him a partner. That was never said. That was never agreed upon. I can't say if it was or wasn't, because I was nowhere near them when that conversation took place, which most likely was on the phone. But here's another thing, and I know this is going to be a major thing. He repeats himself. He will talk about the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over. And how many times is he going to repeat the same thing before he's going to get on their last nerve and they're going to kick him the fuck out of there? And then where's he going to go? If he can't and just give her the money and let her run her business the way she sees fit. And she's certainly never said to me so far that she plans on excluding him, possibly being a partner. But let the girl go. Let her decide for herself how she wants to run her business, not his. And she plans on paying him back. I know she does. But again, this is going to be an issue because Carl keeps bringing it up. If you want to give me some towards it, blah, blah, blah. If you want to give me some, you want to give me some, you want to give me. And he just won't. He's not content to say it one fucking time. He's got to say it goddamn 20 times plus. I cannot see Justin and Chelsea having the degree of patience that is going to be required of them if they let him move down there, because he's already said once he moves down, he's not going anywhere. He's putting down roots and he's staying. But all he's gonna do is he's gonna turn everybody against him. They're liable to kick him out, or if by some miracle, they can do a house, they can build a house for him or whatever, and that can just be his place, and he can just stay away from them and just let them live their lives. Because Carl has always been jealous and envious of me because his kids have always been closer to me than they've ever been to their dad. The only reason why that is I opened my door to them. I told them to call anytime. I said, if you guys are having an issue with something, even if I can't help, but you need to vent about it, I'm here. Just call me. If it's 3:00 in the morning and I don't answer, well, most likely I'm asleep, but leave me a voicemail and I will try to call you as soon as I can after. He got pissed off when Philip moved to Arkansas with his new lady. And I'm sure Philip has his hands full down there already. Yes, exactly. And so because of his, he can't shut up kind of thing, and he's going to keep saying the same stuff. He's going to keep repeating the same stuff. And I agree totally with everything you just typed there. Let her go. Let her run her business her way. And if she finds a way, as she gets into it and gets a little bit more familiar with it, gets into her little groove of how to run it smoothly, who's to say she wouldn't at least try to find a way to include him at some point in the future. But his attitude is, I gave you the money, so I automatically should be given a part of the company. No. Nobody said that. Nobody agreed to that. And if that's your mentality, Carl, then maybe you should have never given her the money. Because that's being unfair to her. That means that you have an ultimatum. You have an ulterior motive of why you gave her the money, because you were under the delusion that they were going to make you a partner and it was going to be you, Chelsea, and Justin running the company. No, that was never discussed. That was never agreed upon. So he's in the wrong there. And just the fact that he keeps bringing it up. And like when he was talking earlier today about, I gave her the money to get it started and she can't even give me 5 minutes of her time so I can see where she's at with it. Carl, give her a break, okay? She can't snap her fingers and just make everything work like the blink of an eye. And it's like, it's frustrating because, if I was Chelsea, I'd be like, Dad, do you seriously think that I can't do this myself? I don't need you to hold my hand. I don't need you to show me how to run my fucking business. I should be able to run my business the way I see fit, not the way you think I should run it, because it'll benefit you in some way. They do have a certain amount of property down there, but I don't know how far they could realistically build a house within those parameters to let Carl live in. Just let him have his own place.
We get that 40 acres, he ain't coming nowhere near it.
No shit.
Unless it's to bury his ass somewhere back in the woods.
So I get over there. I'm talking to everybody. I'm trying to visit with everybody. Carl's talking at me. Mom's talking at me. Stephanie's talking at me. Jim's talking at me. I can't go 4 different directions. I don't have 4 heads. I can't look this way, and that way, and pay attention to everything that everybody's saying. I mean, give me a fucking break. But here's the thing, and this is where me and Chelsea connect, because I get it. I have put up with Carl's shit for the past 52 years. I know how he does things. I know his habits. I know his mannerisms. And I know I'm not the first one to say, yeah, you know what, Janet, I don't blame you for not wanting to get in the car with him, because he just goes overboard. Okay? Getting angry when you get lost is not going to get you any less lost. If anything, it's going to get you more lost. If you can't calm yourself down enough to get yourself to a gas station or something, to talk to somebody and say, hey, this is where I'm trying to go. Can you help me out? If you're lucky, the gas station will happen to have somebody there that knows the area well enough that they're like, oh yeah, you just bam, 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 zip, zoom, za, and there you are. And then hopefully he'll register that, and that's the way he'll go. Like, he'll tell me to bring up the map to get to her place on my GPS on my phone. I do it, and then he bitches because of the route it wants to take us. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, if you're not going to be happy with the route that it wants to take us, then don't ask me to bring it up on my phone if you're just going to bitch about that route too, because it's not the way you want to go. Chelsea don't want to talk to him, and I don't blame her, because if she does, he's just going to go on and on and on and on and on, and I'll go to sleep now because you won't shut up, and bam, you're out, because he don't know how to shut the hell up. All he knows is if he doesn't go down there and they can't miraculously make a way for him to earn his own money, so he'll leave him the fuck alone, it's going to cause problems right from the get-go. He's trying to tell Justin where he wants to put stuff. Justin then adds his ideas to it, and then Carl will immediately consider his ideas but go back to the way Carl wants to do things. So if Justin doesn't want to do it the way Carl does things, that's going to cause problems. If Chelsea let him be a partner in the business, he would try to tell her how to run it. He would try to tell her how to do everything instead of letting her, like you said, figure it out for herself, sort it out for herself, and decide of her own free will and choice who, if anyone, she wants to have a partnership in the company that will let her run it her way and not be a burden to her and make her very quickly regret that she even invited them to become a partner, because now they're trying to run everything their way, and that's not going to work. And here's the messed up part. If I'm not mistaken, wait, no, she's, see, February 26th. I'm trying to think of what zodiac sign that makes her. Because for a minute there, I thought Chelsea and Carl were both Pisces, but I don't think that's the case, because I don't think February 26th is Pisces. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Hang on a minute. Okay. How's that? What zodiac sign is February 26th?
Here's a summary from Entertainment. How stuff works.
Oh yeah, she is.
26th birthday astrology.
She's a Pisces. February 26th is Pisces. So, oh boy. Breathe? What's breathing? So Chelsea's a Pisces. Carl's a Pisces. How well do you think that's going to work? It's not. It's just not. And Carl is being, hi baby. Carl is being unrealistic of what he expects from them. And Justin has already said he's already been willing to drag all of Carl's crap down there and find a way to put it. And one of the ideas that Justin came up with, I thought was a pretty good idea. He said, we may have to go up on top of this one hill and put the stuff up there, put Carl's stuff up there. But Carl, he says one thing, does another. Like he had two containers, probably about yay wide, or so, about yay tall, of donut holes. Bought 2 of them, but he got them for breakfast. So unless they're actually eating for breakfast, nobody's allowed to eat them. You're sitting there, you got to drive 4 hours back. You're hungry. You have no money. You can't stop anywhere, because if you ask him to stop anywhere, he'll have a fit about that. I'd just rather get home. He had these cheese puff things. So he opened those up and we were munching on those. And he had the attitude that I was going to eat them all before he got back in the truck because I didn't let him open them, was basically his attitude. I made the mistake of taking one of the containers of the donut holes up front. I had not seen at that point that he had the bag of stuff down there. When I put the donut holes up front and I opened the front door, the passenger side to get back in the car, the truck, he had them laying there on the floor. And I'm like, okay. And then I should have taken the donut holes and put them back. And I was like, fuck it. If he gets mad at me, he gets mad at me. Because here was my thought. Okay, we're not eating them for breakfast, but we're both hungry. These will certainly be more filling than these daggum cheese puff things that basically melt in your mouth. And I mean, you could literally eat the whole bag and still be hungry. Okay. He could have given me one of the containers of the donut holes. He could have taken one for himself. But because I made the mistake of rationally thinking and putting one of the containers up front, why the hell did you get those out? That was his fucking attitude. He fucking snapped at me over something that fucking stupid. Okay. Now, I blame myself because I was seriously I was thinking about taking my own damn food in my own damn cooler. And if I want to eat it whenever I want to fucking eat it, then I'm going to eat it. And he ain't going to say a goddamn word to me. Because if he does, then I'll do the same thing when he gets into his shit, and bitch at him for eating his own damn food. So after this last time, this second time, I was like, that's it. I am not going down there with him again. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. If I can't go down on my own car, preferably by myself, because as nice as it'll be to have somebody with me, there's going to be occasions when I literally want to go by myself. Not that I'm trying to exclude anybody, but I just want to go by myself, so I can have some more singular time with everybody there and be able to sit down with Chelsea on her terms and when she's ready, not me. I wouldn't go in there and force it on her like Carl would. How can we help this household run more efficiently? Because now, once she gets the business going, then like you pointed out, she's going to be having to mind the kids, mind the house, clean the house, cook, try to run her business. And it's not going to take any time at all. And she's going to have another breakdown because she's trying to take on too much and she's not getting enough help. If we can get some type of an idea, and I can even write it down in notebook paper, and I'll even leave it down there for her if she wants me to. She's already invited me to stay down there for a whole week. But my issue is this. The only way that I could do that in good conscience is the next time I go down, maybe I'll stay for 3 full days. So say I go down on a Monday, I will literally stay until Wednesday, and most likely I'll probably be leaving Thursday morning sometime and come back home. And then the time after that, I'll stay 4 days and gradually work myself up to where each time I stay another day, a longer amount, but only by another day, to ease these guys into and get them familiar with that, mommy is not abandoning them. Mommy is not leaving and not coming back, or anything like that. It's just that mommy is down, with the family, trying to help them get some stuff sorted so that everybody in the house can have a happier life together, and they can all learn to live in harmony instead of fighting and fussing and griping and hurting each other. And there's just so much going on there. It's like you forget to breathe. You literally do forget to breathe because you're just so overwhelmed. You're trying to make all this stuff happen in 2.5 seconds, and it don't work that way. So she's like, oh, Janet. She's like, Aunt Janet, if you could come down here and stay for a whole week, she's like, we would definitely be doing some ghost hunting. Well, I have no doubt. But if it's in the middle of winter, I'm not going to want to be traipsing in a side-by-side all the way up the mountain just to get to the cabin, for instance, because if there's like a bunch of snow and ice, then I'm not going to feel comfortable driving up the crap. Because if we start sliding, we could go down over the mountain, we could flip, we could roll, it could kill us all. You don't know. It's not something that you fool around with, okay? You can either find a way to do it safely and have absolutely every confidence that you can do it safely and make sure that everybody in the party that's going, it can do it safely. Otherwise, don't do it. So once I can get down there and talk to Chelsea one-on-one, have the notebook paper ready, have a pen ready, and say, sweetie, what do you most need right now to help your life run a little smoother, to help your life be a little more unstressed, instead of, I'm so fucking stressed, I'm about to pull my hair out and scream. What needs to happen first? Okay, let's make a checklist, for instance. Okay, getting your business started, check. Getting the kids organized, trying to get them into good cleaning habits, check. Try to do the whole reward system, because you're not going to know it's going to work until you try. Sometimes you just got to try some things until you find what's going to work. And the only way you're going to find what's going to work is you got to try some things. So, okay, and then once we get the kids squared away, then we can at some point talk about, okay, what is it that you need to happen in your relationship with Justin that you're trying to build? How can we make that more harmonious? How can we make that more fair and even and balanced? Because I know like a major thing that's really messing Justin up right now is because of the weird whacked out hours that he works at the mine. Chelsea has already had people cancel on her that had placed some orders because she can't get the stuff out quick enough. Carl is expecting her to be able to get this up and running in like 3 days, when it could take weeks, it could take months, because she's still learning how to use the equipment. She's still learning how to put the decals, the vinyl on the shirts. And then I was just, trying to explain to Stephanie when I was over at Mom's earlier that how the vinyl thing works and everything. And Carl jumps in my shit about, well, you don't need to go in all that long, drawn out explanation, blah, blah, blah. Like somebody just walked up and smacked him in the face and said, shut the fuck up. So he copped a fucking attitude with me. He said, it's vinyl. And that's all that needs to be said, basically, is his fucking attitude. And so I just shut the hell up, because I knew that there was no point. I was simply trying to explain it to Stephanie because I figured it would be something she would be interested in. I wasn't doing anything wrong, but because it wasn't the way Carl wanted things, he just fucking flies off the handle at me, and I didn't do anything. It's like he makes you feel like you're not allowed to say anything unless he says it's okay for you to say it. And you got to say it a certain way or he's going to get pissy with you. And I'm like, oh, I am so done with his ass. And see, what's also going to make it hard for me, getting this across to Chelsea, is how are we going to keep Carl from finding out about it? Because if somebody slips up, if Chelsea slips up some night or something, for instance, gets drunk and then starts blathering about it to everybody and their mother, Carl's going to find out, and then he's going to lash out at me. Because then he will also find out that I am the one that was trying to get Chelsea to reason and listen and think really hard if she wants this to happen, because how long are things going to be peaceful before somebody is at somebody else's throat? So unless they can find something for Carl to do where he can make money himself before he moves any of his shit down there, basically have a job waiting for him once he gets his shit down there and gets settled, that like once he gets his stuff moved down there, if he wants to take a few days to settle in, that's fine, or take as much as a week. As long as he tells them that, then that's what I would suggest to the employer. Like, look, you know, he probably won't be able to start until next week sometime, because it's going to take a lot to drag all of his stuff down there. 2, once they find somewhere to put it, okay, then, you know, how long before that's going to become a problem, because he's sitting on all this money. He gripes about not having any money, or, you know, any way to make any money, but he's sitting on all this stuff that if he would just let it go and sell it, he would have the money that he needs to maybe help pay some of the bills, or help pay some towards the rent, or whatever needs to happen. Because, and this is why I believe that Chelsea and Philip tend to gravitate more towards me than they do their dad, because he's too unreasonable. He's too self-centered. He's too narcissistic, that it's all about Carl. I mean, he'll make it seem like, oh no, it's not all about my, why do you say that? What makes you say that? And it's like, Carl, what are you going to do when you get down there? I don't know. How long are you going to be down there? Quit! Kalika! Leave him alone! How long are you going to be down there before you and somebody ends up in a really serious knockdown, drag out fight? Because I'm telling you right now, if I happen to be down there and he blows up at somebody, I'm going to side with them before I'm going to side with him, because he has high expectations and he won't yield. He won't be willing to sit down and let them maybe throw some ideas around of some of the things they can do with the company. Nobody wants to be with Carl. No woman's going to ever want to get with him because he's such a jerk. And I don't blame them. Actually, I would be the one that would try to talk them out of it, because it's like, sweetheart, trust me, he's not worth it. He's just not. But if you want to go ahead and try it, go ahead. But you were warned. Who knows him better, me or you? I'm his sister. I grew up with him for 52 years. Who are you going to go with? Okay? Because Carl, he can charm the pants off of somebody. He can make himself like the nicest guy that you would ever want to know, meet, or talk to, or anything like that. And then he just very quickly, at the drop of a hat, he can flip the switch and become Hyde instead of Jekyll, become a monster, start yelling and screaming at everybody, and throwing a fit, having a zoo, not just having a cow, having a whole fucking zoo, because things aren't going his fucking way. And if he makes suggestions and they don't like the suggestions, and they say they don't like the suggestions, he's going to throw a fit about that. Me personally, and I'm just spitballing here, but if she was going to ask anybody in the family to join and be a partner with the company, she would choose me before she would choose my brother, because I'm not going to do that to her. We would discuss what area she thinks I could be the most help in, and that's simply what I would do. Okay? If she wanted to pay me some cash for it, great. But if she wanted to just pay me with product, like if she wanted to make me a sweatsuit outfit, or a nice t-shirt or something with one of the decals that I really liked, I'm okay with that. Because as long as we have plenty of food in the house, the bills are paid, we have a lot of free will that a lot of things we can do down there, but we have to do it within the parameters of what's considered his property. because past those parameters, it's somebody else's property. So we're not going to be able to do stuff with that property, only what is considered Justin's. I don't know, if Justin has decided on a certain course of action that he would like to take. I don't know if he's like even considering or looking for some type of different job that would be easy for him to do, that would give him more flexible hours to where he could be at home with the family more, be at home with Chelsea more. And I know that she really needs a woman that is her biological bloodline to talk to, that's like a mother to her, not just an aunt, but like a mother too, in a way. She needs somebody to talk to about the not so pleasant parts of the relationship with her and Justin, and be able to do it in full confidence that it will not leave that room. It will not leave. It will stay between me and Chelsea, and I will never discuss a word of it with anybody else, period. But where Carl is different is he says that he would keep his mouth shut, but then he would turn around and do exactly the opposite. He would fuck up or purposely do it to cause some shit because somebody pissed him off, and this is his way of lashing out and getting back at him. So what kind of conflicts do you think it's going to cause the minute he gets his stuff moved down there if they don't meet his expectations? If they can't produce a job for him, rather than him going out by himself and putting in some applications and getting it out there, getting it known that, I need a job because I'm trying to help support my daughter and her family, because there's only one income in the house right now. And that's causing a lot of problems because it doesn't give them as much as much to work with as they would be able to if there was a second income. Well, for Chelsea, once she gets everything up and running with her business, then she'll have that extra income that way. But then, like I said, there's the factors of what they're going to have to go through to get the stuff shipped, where it's going, what type of time frame, how much to charge people for the shipping. Because like, say she's shipping something to Canada, okay, that's going to be pricey. If she's shipping something to the UK, that's going to be pricey, because a lot of the UK stuff, they have to air fly, right? They like the mail flies in by plane or something, and then it's dispersed at a facility somewhere in England. That's what you guys consider a post office, which I don't know because I've never been to England, so I don't know how anything works there. So I see nothing but problems. Yeah, and it's like, but he just won't. He wants everything handed to him. He wants everything to be easy, and he wants everything to be his way. Airmail, that's what it was, airmail. I couldn't think of the terminology. But so my goal is to try and get down there as many times as I reasonably can before the first snowfall, before the temperatures start getting really cold and frigid, and to the point that when you take an in breath, you feel like you're literally breathing liquid ice right into your lungs, and that shit hurts. Yeah, so how the process goes as far as airmail shipping to the US. You see where I'm coming from? All the places that she's going to be shipping this stuff to, they're going to have to get the packaging to put it in. They're going to have to get the postage on it. They're going to have to get the address on it and the name on it. And then they're going to have to take it wherever into town so they can get it shipped. So that's something that is going to have to be in the books for her business is, okay, it takes this much to get this box. This is what the labels cost. This is what the t-shirts cost. This is what the vinyl costs. Yeah. So different places are going to be pricier than other places, right? So she's got a lot to figure out. And I have every confidence in her that she is perfectly willing, or not willing, she's perfectly capable of running her own company. Yeah, you know, as much as she can, stay within the U.S. You're right, stay as local as you can. But if you're going to have to ship overseas or something like that, because that's where some of the orders come from, and you have, you know, the people live in Russia or something, I don't even know how you would do something like that one, because that one seems like a whoop-de-woo to me. And it seems like it would be very complicated to mail something to Russia, you know? So I'm hoping that I can get down there at least a few times before Carl starts moving his stuff down there, and make them really reason and think about, are they sure they want to go through with this? Because if they tell him no now, and he just gave her over $600 to get her company started, which originally he was going to give her $1,000. But when he decided to spend $2,500 on the truck that he don't really need, but just wanted to get to stroke his ego and impress people, he has to buy stuff to put on it to get it to work. So that money, that $4,000, is very quickly dwindling, and he killed half of it, more than half of it, just buying the truck. Because then after he got the truck, I had to follow him into town. I had to stay on his ass so nobody could see that there was no type of a license plate on the back of it, so we wouldn't get pulled over and, you know, possibly he would get in trouble. And then when we got to the place to get the temporary tag, they do theirs in paper. So he had to literally tape it to the outside of the back window of the truck. All the windows, but the driver, passenger, and windshield are tinted. So he had no choice. He wouldn't have been able to put it inside the window and tape it in place, because you wouldn't be able to see it. So I went through all that. I drove down in our car to get him to the truck. He took it for a test drive with this guy, Paul, that owned it. They came back. He gave the guy the cash. He got the title, the keys, the registration, all that BS. Then we had to go into town, and we had to, you know, and this is like the one time that Carl actually kept his word by giving me $20 to put back in my gas tank, because it took so much just to get down there to this place. Yeah, because now he's got to, exactly. So now he's got to do repairs on it. And there's things, there may be other things wrong with it that he just haven't found yet. And how much is that going to cost? So then what's he going to do? He's going to get pissy about that, because he's going to run out of money. And then he's going to expect somebody else, Chelsea or one of them, to just miraculously pull a job out of their ass and give it to him, so that he's got something to do so he can make some money. It's not their fucking responsibility to get the dumbass a job. It's his. And he just don't see that. He just don't get that. I purposely stayed Saturday and took care of the baby and let Carl and Chelsea go off by themselves, because as far as I know, that's the first time they've been able to do something, just the two of them, with nobody else there. And so I was once again trying to give them some alone time with each other, so that they could maybe talk about some stuff or whatever they wanted to do while they were there. And then I stayed with the baby. I took care of the baby. I changed his poopy diaper when she needed it. You know, I didn't mess with the bottles, because I didn't want to give her one or give her too many of them. And then Chelsea say, "Oh my God, how much did you give her?" And then I've given her too much or something. She's still getting over croup, Paisley. When I came back, I got a sore throat, so I had to Vicks my neck for a couple of nights, and I drank 2 cups of ginseng, lemon, and honey tea yesterday to help with the repairs and to help my throat to help get the sickness out of me before it really got its hooks in me, and then I was miserable. And then it's like, if I get down sick, then I don't want to be around others because I don't want to make them sick, especially somebody that has compromised, not immune system, but because of all of Chris's health issues, if I get sick and get him sick, I don't know to what extent the damage could be. Yeah, the tea helped, and then I also swallowed some honey by itself. That soothed my throat. That stopped the burning. I had one of these cough drops that Chris gave me over here. I got a handful of them over here next to me. I had one of those that helped, and then I also Vicxed my neck, and then it finally broke it up because the soreness isn't there anymore, and I don't feel the slightest bit sick. But yesterday I did. Yesterday I thought, oh crap, I better nip this in the bud right now, or it's about to take me down. Sorry, just trying to clear out the notifications because they freaking go off like crazy. So when I'm down there, I'm trying to be everything to everybody. When I'm over at Mom's, I'm trying to be everything to everybody. When I'm back here at home, I'm trying to be everything for everybody. And I'm just one person, and I can't do it all. I'm glad that my friends love me as much as they do, and they like to be around me as much as they do. But sometimes I just need a break even from them. I need a break from, Harold and Maria. And, I haven't even been able to talk to Christy, our next door neighbor, for a couple weeks now. Stephanie earlier today was telling me something about that the weather's going to be really bad this weekend. So I would rather not go somewhere this weekend, and certainly not a 4-hour drive to Kentucky. I would not be surprised if the next time I do go down there, since I will be going without Carl, one way or another, I'm not even going to tell him that I'm going. And if he asks, then I'll have Chris tell him something else. I'll have Mom and Jim tell him something else. Say, she didn't say. She just said she needed some time to herself, and we think she went to Ravenwood, or I don't know. Because if they did the Ravenwood route, he'd be like, well, where did she come up with money to go? And then you have to explain that to him. And it just don't work. Because even though he may not outwardly admit it, Carl would throw a fit if I go down there without him, and don't even so much as telling him that I'm going. Because he would find a way to try and talk me into letting him go with me. And then I'm afraid he would back me in a corner to the point that I'd have to say, no, Carl, I don't want to go with you anymore because you stress me out too much. You lash out when you get lost. You say that you're not lashing out at me, and I try to believe that, but you make me afraid to even want to be in the vehicle with you. Yeah, exactly. And it's none of his business. It's like, hey, for all he knows, it's like, how do you know I didn't take out a loan from the bank, Carl? It's none of your damn business. I don't tell you how to spend your money. Don't tell me how to spend mine. So I will find a way to, something to tell everybody, to tell him, but not let him know that I actually went down there, because I don't want to hear his crap. I just don't. He says he's okay with it. Well, it's not his concern. It's not a matter of, if he tells me not to go, then I shouldn't go. No. I have just as much right to be down there as he does. But I guarantee you, if I told him I was going, he would find a way and try to talk me into letting him go too. And then it would be on my terms. It would be in our car, but he would still, why are you doing this? Why didn't you turn there? Why aren't you doing this? Why are you doing, to the point that I'd be like, I would just pull off to the side of the road and just say, get out. Get out of the car. I'll drive down there by myself. You're on your own. Start walking, dude. Because this is the very reason why I don't want you in the car. Because you stress everybody out, and that doesn't accomplish a damn thing. That just makes shit worse. Because when I'm driving and it's our car, Carl has a bad habit of criticizing my driving while I'm driving. And all that is going to achieve is it's going to get me pissed off. It's going to make me nervous. And then I'm going to start fucking up and making mistakes, get us into a wreck, and he's going to blame me. He would fucking blame me. The boy is hopeless. And I say boy because he is not acting like a man. He is acting like a typical narcissist. And to the point that it's all about him and it's got to be Carl's way or else. If it's not done by Carl's expectations and by his standards, then he just makes everybody miserable. So I smoked up all my pagan mix. I have no way of getting any more. And out of the goodness of my heart, I took it down there so that they could all try it and see what they thought of it and see if it was something that maybe they would be willing to learn how to do themselves, you know, just to have some type of a natural something, you know, that can calm your nerves, that can help you focus and center, maybe help you sleep. You know, some people it helps them sleep. But there's so many herbal combinations out there that you could do. You can make infusions, you could make concoctions, you could take a bunch of powdered herbs, mix them together, put them in a tea ball, put them in some water, you know, steep it just like, because that's basically loose tea. But it all depends on the goal that you have in mind. Do you want to sleep? Okay, if you want sleep help, then do something like lavender. And, you know, I know like chamomile is a good one for cramps. For like when women are having menstrual cramps, if you drink chamomile tea, it'll help. It'll help with the cramps. I'm going to go switch these, empty this bottle out because I just have water in it right now, freeze it. Then I'm going to get out my crystal bottle and drink the ice water out of that. And then after that, I'll probably drink me a pop. But I've got another egg salad croissant in there that Chris got me from the store the other day. And I know it probably needs to get eaten because if I don't, it's going to go bad. And I don't want it to go bad. So I'll be right back. Yes. What? Okay, this is the 10th. So you think this will be good for another day? It's because I just don't want it to go bad. Okay. Okay, just remind me to eat it tomorrow if I don't do it myself. I'll try to hold off if you're getting ready to make dinner, but I never know because you get hooked on that stuff and watching it. So I don't know when anything's gonna go on that, you know. So I just get hungry. So I try to fix myself something. Chris said he's getting ready to make dinner. So I guess I'll just have to remember to eat that sandwich tomorrow because the date that it's supposed to be eaten is today. So if I eat it tomorrow, I hope it doesn't go bad. See, I'm just trying to go quiet a little bit so I can calm myself down and think of some more, you know, positive stuff to talk about instead of all this negativity. Because, you know, I mean, I know with as bad as I tend to stuff it down, instead of verbally expressing it, and it ends up blowing up in my face later. Is this going to whitewash me? No, I think it's a, whoa! Stay. I didn't want it to whitewash me because, I mean, we still got some daylight outside, but now, you know, on the positives, I'm happy for Chelsea. I'm glad that she has such a beautiful place. And Brooke, honey, this place has so much potential. I mean, if you get the chance to see it while you're here, and we will definitely try to make sure and make a trip up there because they would love that to death. But the reason why I asked you if you were sure you would be okay with something like that is because, sweetie, I didn't want to overwhelm you because you're going to be meeting me face to face, you know, for the first time. And then we already know, you and I both, that we're going to be inseparable when that happens. So people are going to start teasing us like, are you two together? Are you married or what? Are you girlfriend and girlfriend or what? Because we'll be like, you know, constantly holding each other's hand or something. Don't get sexual. I swear to God.
Shut the hell up. Jesus. You know what? Fucking forget it. I'm not even going to talk to you anymore.
I don't know what it's going to take, you know, for them to, you know, to get the place in order, I guess is a good way to put it, to get stuff more organized, hopefully get the kids into, you know, some healthy habits and teaching them some life skills and stuff. And, you know, I still want to at least try the rewards chart because it's either going to work or it's not. I mean, but, you know, I think it will because the kids are young enough that, you know, they should be completely okay with it. And that's what my mom did with Michael when he was little. She set up a reward system for him. And she did stars, I think is because, like, you know, you can go out and buy these little star stickers. I don't know if they have something like that there in England, but I'll try to get some and show you what I'm talking about in case you don't, because I don't know, like I said, I don't know what all type of stuff they have there. So, but she had these stars. I think they were like, I want to say they were like red, green, blue, gold, and silver, I think. So, like, different colors meant different things or was a different level of reward, I guess, if I remember. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. But if we can get the house in order and we can get the kids into some good habits and, you know, motivate them to help mommy more, then that will drop the stress levels significantly right there, because the kids down there, even if it's the middle of winter, you know, they have a tendency to run out the door without a coat on. And that's what ends up getting them sick. And then guess what? One kid gets sick, everybody gets sick. So then not only is Chelsea trying to run her business and do everything else, but now she's got to deal with a bunch of sick kids on top of it and somehow try to keep herself from getting sick as well. And that's not easy to do because it's not like she can go out and go into another house and just isolate herself from everybody. But the house definitely needs some insulation. It needs some additional work done to it to make it not only run efficiently, but make sure that they can keep it plenty warm, you know, in the winter, because, I mean, you're up in the mountains. So, I mean, that right there alone, I know it's going to be extremely cold. And so you have to deal with that. And, you know, Paisley's already trying to get over croup, which means she still has a cough. And if she's laying on a floor nearby a drafty crack in the bottom of the door, then she's going to keep getting sick. And she's the most vulnerable because she's the baby, and I would hate for something to happen that ends up like taking her away from us and killing her or something because she gets pneumonia or something. I mean, the horrors of that would be just horrible. So, and be able to, hopefully talk with her about, some ideas. Maybe we can bounce off some ideas of some things that haven't been tried yet that hopefully will work to everybody's advantage, and the household will run more smoothly. She won't have a dirty house to deal with. She won't have a bunch of kids running in and out, I mean, yeah, she'll pretty much, they let them run in and out more or less as much as they want, but you have to keep getting on them about wearing a coat and stuff like that because they just run out the door with nothing on and then they end up getting sick, And as far as jobs, I don't know if they're plentiful down there. I don't even know where the nearest place is to where Chelsea lives because you would have to drive down all the way down to the end of her road and either go left or right because that's where the stores are at, any restaurants, and car dealerships and that kind of thing. But me personally, I'm not really the salesperson, so I don't think I would like something like a car dealership because I'm not the pushy salesperson type. I don't like people pushing stuff on me, so why would I want to do it to others? So something like that would be out, but like working at a Family Dollar, they have Family Dollar down there in Kentucky. They have a Walmart. They have Dollar Generals, various places on the way down. Hey, Kalika. And once you learn the routes, then you're fine because then you'll know what way you need to go and about how much gas it takes to get into town or whatever. If you need to go to the store for something or you need to stock up on stuff or whatever. But keeping the kids busy is a major thing because they always have so much energy all the time. It's like it becomes a constant challenge that you have to keep coming up with ways to keep them busy. Keep them busy, keep them entertained somewhat, teach them some responsibilities, and life skills and stuff like that. But staying down there for a whole week, that would be a challenge because this late into the season of winter, I don't think I'm going to want to stay down there that long. The most, honestly, that I would feel comfortable staying is maybe 3 days because you never know what's going to happen. You got to prepare yourself for the unforeseens of, is everything going to run smoothly or is there going to be points in the time there that somebody says something or does something to someone else and it causes a conflict or argument or something like that. And it's still, and I've been down there twice already. It's very difficult for me to fall asleep down there. My guess is probably because Chelsea tries to keep the heat up to a certain degree because they're gas heated down there. And the gas heaters are on the walls at various places in the house and open flame. So you have to be really careful because if you get too close to it, you could catch your hair on fire. If you're wearing some kind of a top that has long sleeves or something that you could, if you get too close to one of those fires, it could catch that on fire. So it needs properly insulated for sure because when you're in the bathroom there, you can literally look into the laundry room. And the laundry room, as I've said before, you have to literally step down into it. You can tell that it was previously outside. Kalika, will you please lay down? It was previously outside, but Justin built a type of structure around it so that it was enclosed more, but it's still very drafty. So, like, if you're sitting in the bathroom and you're right there by the heater, because the heater on the wall in there is right by the toilet. Kalika, will you please lay down? Will you stop this walking back and forth crap? Lay down. Come on. Turn around. Lay down. Jiminy Christmas cat. You feel the cold coming out of the laundry room because it's right there, and they don't have a proper door put up there yet. They don't have proper stairs that you can like safely step down to get into the laundry room. So you have to literally get right up to the edge of the step down, and I almost have to go as far as like sitting down, because with my body weight, because it's such a big step, if I do it wrong, I could hurt myself. So Justin, Kalika, will you lay down, please? Justin, he needs to put a blanket up on that door so that it's keeping the cold air in the laundry room and not in the bathroom, which is going to make the gas heat run more, because then it has to function harder because it's got all that cool air blasting in. But they need to do something about that toilet. They need to do something about making the walls around it bigger somehow, but I don't know if that's easy or if that's something that would be really difficult to do, because the bathroom's not really that big. I mean, they have a regular bathtub like we have, and they have a shower, and most of them, they just tend to do the shower. They don't even do the tub. They do the shower. But for some reason, I guess because it's so cold down there, and I'm so sensitive to those type of temperatures, that I could very quickly become sick if I take a shower there and get out into a freezing cold bathroom. I don't have a bathrobe. One option is if I had like one of my house dresses or something that I could throw on me, and then like put some kind of a sweater on my arms or something. If I could, like stand in the shower, keep the curtain drawn long enough to wipe myself off and, get myself relatively dry, and then pull the curtain back, step out, put something on right away so that I can, keep my temperatures from going flippity flu flop everywhere and then making me end up getting sick, because I'm going from one extreme to another. I'm going from a nice, decent hot shower to a freezing cold bathroom, because I mean, that little heater on the wall, it does keep it, I guess, okay in there, but until they get that one blocked off that goes down into the laundry room, then it's going to be an issue. And I don't feel comfortable right now taking showers down there, because if I can't take enough with me that I can get myself warm right away, then I can't afford to get sick, because if I get sick, everybody else down there will get sick. And I hope to God no bed bugs crawled off of me into her couch and is infesting the house right now as we speak. Because when I was sitting there, I was getting bit by something, and it was clothing that I brought from the house here, and I didn't spray any of it down before I took it down there. And this time I didn't even take my bags into the place. Anytime I needed something out of one of my bags, I just went out to the truck and got it. But the only way I could do that is I would have to have Carl to unlock it each time. So the more trips that I ended up taking out there, because I didn't remember everything the first time, I sit down and then say, oh crap, I forgot to grab this. That's something as simple as that will agitate Carl and trigger him to start getting pissy, because I'm going out to the truck too much. Why can't you just get it all in one heap? Well, because I don't have long arms like you, for one. I have nothing to put it in. I don't want to take the bags in, because I don't want to run the risk of something getting off of my shit into that house, and then I'm going to get blamed for bringing bed bugs in there. The baby crawls around on the floor, and if bed bugs start infesting that house, it's going to be a serious hurting on me, because I'm going to get blamed for it. And I would feel like guilty, like I was the one that did it. Because when I was down there, like I said, I was getting bit. I looked down at my arm, and it had the classic look that it gets when I'm getting bit by a bed bug. And then Chelsea was sitting right there next to me, and she also got bit. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm really nervous about that. And I hope to God that none got loose. But now that's going to make me even more nervous about going down there because I don't know how long it would take or how many people would have to get bit before she would be like, and Janet, I think you brought bed bugs down here, because then that's going to make me not want to go down there anymore because I've already suffered the hurt of being blamed for taking bed bugs into mom's house. I don't want to go through that again. So the only thing I can think of is, the next time I'm down there, make sure I take my peppermint oil stuff with me and just ask Chelsea if it's okay to just make sure I spray down my bags before I take any of them in the house, and make sure I take out, if I have to take out in each individual piece of clothing and lay it on my car, and squirt it down, then that's what I'll do. Well, you're right. It's not worth beating myself up about it, but I'm feeling this way for another reason that I can't say because it would just cause a problem. Because, you and I have our like way of being affectionate towards each other and stuff. And, so I don't, what the heck's going off now? Like I said, I can't say. Fudge. No idea. 228 area code. 274-1151. 207-600-7623. I don't think that's, let me see if that's possibly Lacey. I don't think it is. Come on. Do I even have Lacey in this? No, I do not. So I'll have to go into contacts, because I should have her there. Lacey's going to be in the L's. I'm just trying to clarify if this is her, possibly her number. Okay, so why isn't it coming up in my contact? Justin's mom. Hello. Huh, that's weird. I'm not even finding it in here now. Huh. Well, crap. BFF, please tell me I didn't erase that. Yeesh. Oh, okay. No, it wasn't her number. Okay, I see it. Her number's right below yours on the. I was just trying to clarify if that was possibly one of her numbers, because Lacey's area code. Lacey's area code's 440. Okay, Adam House, whatever. New voicemail from blah blah blah. This is Michael. Just wanted to reach out personally on behalf of the attorneys. Give me a call back as soon as possible. What? What? I don't know what that's about. Some kind of supposedly attorney thing talking about my debts or some craziness. But I know you're here. I just like when we're doing, when me and you are doing our little affectionate thing, I don't want it put in another context that triggers me and makes me upset, and uncomfortable. So I try not to do it a whole lot. Right now, I'm just cleaning the ick out of my nails because my hair is dirty again. Because with all the sweating and stuff, my hair dirties up. It oils up quick. Yeah, I use toothpicks to clean my nails. I don't do like a nail file or. I mean, I have them, but I guess I'm just so used to the versatility of toothpicks. So that's what I end up using. So have you heard anything back from whatever you need to hear or whatever you're waiting on before you can book your flight? Any news on that yet, or is that still kind of up in the air right now? Oh crap, it's 10 o'clock your time already. Okay. I hadn't asked in a while, so I thought I would just, kind of update and see if anything, had come through yet. But I'm sure you've noticed how my energy has changed and why. Yeah, hopefully it'll come through soon. Yeah. Yeah, well, when it comes to the government, they tend to like to take too long. When they you need some service from them, they take too long, but the minute you don't do something that they feel you should do in a certain amount of time, then you get the third degree. So, um, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else because I mean I don't want to keep you on here too long because you probably have to get to bed. I know you got to get the boys up in the morning, get them off to school and stuff. And you know me, I worry about you getting enough um, sleep. Yeah, exactly. When they want something, they're all over you. Yeah, that's what I mean. Ow! Oh, my foot's asleep. Oh, yow, yow, yow. Oh, I hate that. Yowza. Oof. Well, I could. Okay. It's harder for me to type stuff on this one because it's far away. Like the computer's like what? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, roughly about 4 feet away from me. Whereas if I had my Chromebook and I had it on my little table and I was in that YouTube channel of mine, then I'm a lot more up close. Like I take up a lot more of the screen. But yeah, ouch. I know my head's itching because my hair's dirty again. Whoops, I always do that wrong. Forget to click on it. Ouch. Brr. But, at least on the positives, when I was over at Mom's, I was able to tell them about my, thanks. Tell them about my ride up in the mountains with Chelsea on the quad, and how fun, but also how terrifying it was and why. Love you too, sweetie. And then I, got in the side by side with Justin, and we did basically the same circle more or less, but he just took a different route was all. And he went up this one, incline that was so steep that it was like almost completely vertical, like straight up and down. But, I didn't freak out. I mean, I handled it well. I kept my cool. And the whole time, like in the side by side, I felt a lot safer as opposed to being on the quad, because on the quad, there's no, it's completely open. There's no protection. So if we rolled that thing down the mountain, it would probably kill us both, because I would be afraid that my body weight would crush her. And yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, it was a lot of fun. And after I got done with the ride with Justin, I said, well, I guess I've been initiated now. And Lisa started laughing because I think she knew what I was meaning, that, okay, I've been up on the quad with Chelsea in the mountains. Now I've been up with Justin in the side by side. Kind of their way of accepting me, I guess, into the family or something. I don't know. And I'm not saying Chelsea is so much as Justin, because he's her new beau and everything. So, but yeah, when we were down there, she was telling me some of the not so fun sides of her and Justin, and some times when he comes in and he's like, I guess he's had a bad day at work or whatever, and he's not in a positive attitude or in a positive mood or anything. So she just kind of feels like, a lot of times he gets on her case when it's uncalled for, but it's not something you can really talk about openly unless it was like me and her off by ourselves, because I don't want the kids to hear it, because then they might say something to Justin, and and it could just cause more problems than anything good. So for this meal, I thank you now as it sustains me. Please allow your blessings on these gifts and me, as I will, so mote it be. Now you know what I mean when I say I'm in hell. Maybe I'll just go up and stay with Chelsea sometime and not come back. I know something that, tends to help my mood a little bit is, playing. Yeah, I know. Don't know how well you can hear it, but I'm playing some of my Celtic music to try and lift my mood. Yeah, back to where it was when I first started. Where's my knight in shining armor when I need him? Oh wait, I forget he don't exist. I'll be right back and we'll go. Put this in the sink. Um, but in the spirit of trying to make things positive again, me and Stephanie were talking today about possibly, making some jewelry or something, jewelry pieces to sell. But the thing about that is, again, it's an investment, and if you really don't have the money to get at least halfway decent, stuff, then it's kind of pointless, because if you get a bunch of cheap stuff, then it's not going to stay together very good, and then you're going to end up losing money because you were trying to cut corners by saving money, and then the opposite happens because you make it too cheap, and then nobody wants it because it falls apart. But, I just wish that it wasn't going into winter. Yeah, I will. Yeah, jewelry making kits. Yeah, they have some in Walmart and I think places like that. But you just got to know where to look for them, and obviously the most obvious place would be in the jewelry section. See if what kind of kits they have. But yeah, it would be nice to get some beginning materials, or if I could swing it and afford it, and Steph went half with me or something, then we might be able to find something halfway decent that's decent quality that people aren't going to want to return 30 days after they get it, or it's because it's falling apart and it's not what they wanted, and it's like it's not what they expect or whatever. She's trying to get a job. Stephanie's been putting in a lot of applications, and I hope that she finds something soon, so she can show Mom that she is trying to get some, that she's got herself a job, and because she can't just grab her stuff and go, because she has nowhere to go. And part of what my mom was talking to me about today was that she has issues with Stephanie. Yeah, terms and conditions, exactly. A lot of people have told me, have you thought about going into jewelry making? And I mean, yeah, I certainly have, but I don't want to make a shoddy product either. You know, I want to make good quality stuff or nobody's going to want to buy it. We'll see. Part of what messes me up too is the fact that I have carpal tunnel in both of my wrists. So that it limits me to the kind of stuff I can do and for how long before my hands start going numb. And then you see me doing this a lot because it's the only way I can get the feeling to go away is to shake my hands and wake them up. But I try to do it gently. Yeah, that's exactly, what I was thinking, because crystals and crystal jewelry are, they don't have to be polished and faceted and, all made to look all bright and shiny and whatever. They can be in their rough form and be just as beautiful. And there's people out there that I believe would buy it, because it's natural. But again, you have to get a decent amount of product made. Yeah. Yep. So there's definitely, some magic that could be done to help us get good quality products. Okay, who's on? I bet Holly just popped on. It's not showing her yet, but it's saying there's 2 people again. And as far as we know, there's just the 2 of us. So Holly, if you're about to pop on, hey, what's up? Because I don't think it would be like Lacey or anything. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if she answers. Because apparently sometimes her connection, it takes longer. Yes! Oh, it's our lovely wood elf lurking again. We caught you. Yeah. Hey, Holly, how you doing, sweetie? How are things? Good, I hope. Yeah, no hiding here, right? Well, see, we felt right because I was like, I bet Holly's on. You guys are my 2 favorite girls, and I love that you guys come on as often as you do. It keeps us all going, right? Oh, I love the purple devil. It's so you. Don't get me started on the emojis again, because I'll have a whole conversation in emojis. Sometimes you can have some fun, visual conversations with people just doing emojis. Yes. So yeah, see, that's what I needed. Needed my Holly. What did she miss? Oh boy. La 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 la. Well, I was basically doing some recapping about, the trip down to Kentucky and stuff like that. And I've already decided that, the next time I go down, I'm either going down by myself or I'll take 1 or 2 of my friends with me.
Why don't you just stay down there?
Chris said, why don't you just stay down there? Recap. I'll try. Let's see. Talking about jewelry making, that's more towards when Holly came in. Went over to my mom's today and was just so you don't have to wait and go back, Holly, I'll show these to you now because Brooke's already seen them. Jim got me a malachite elephant, and he also got me 2 citrines, ametrine. There's 2 of them. I don't know if you can see them both. One's big, one's kind of small. Yeah. Yep. But the Ametrine, this is the first time. Yeah, thanks. This one, I know this one costs, a lot because my mom's got one. I don't think it's malachite. It might be I think it is malachite. She's got a lion that Jim ordered from one of his friends. So, I was basically, I was able to tell them about, the trip down this time and the fact that, I went up on the quad and everything. And first I was on the quad with Chelsea, my niece Chelsea. We did what I call not a roundabout, but we went up in the hills and came back down. Yeah. Thanks, Holly. I appreciate it. Yeah. So, but, Chelsea, my brother Carl gave Chelsea some money towards her getting her business started. And I'm still not sure at this point, like how soon he's like planning on moving down there, Carl, or whatever. But okay, Brooke. Carl's got a lot of stuff, Holly, that Justin, Chelsea's boyfriend, is going to be dragging down there for him. And that also means that they have to like move some stuff around to be able to fit stuff, because my brother has 6 vehicles and only 2 of them really run. I mean, I don't know if his camper even runs because it's been so long, since he has started it up. And my live stream is going really weird for some reason. I hate when it does this. Hope there's not a storm like coming or something. Okay, there it's going again. Yeah. Well, this latest one, Holly, that he got was this red truck. He didn't need it, and he just splashed down $2,500 to get it. And now he's finding different problems wrong with it, and he's finding very quickly that he's going to end up probably sinking quite a deal of money into it that he don't have to keep it running, because it's a gas hog for one. It takes anywhere between $60 and $90, possibly as much as $100 to fill the gas tank. He's got an El Camino that is not running. I mean, I don't know if he started it up right now, it might run. But the dually sitting next to it is a big truck, and I don't know if he could start it up or not. Yeah, $2,500 exactly. So I think that Carl got this truck because he wanted it. He wanted to impress people down there in Kentucky and wanted the conversation to be geared more towards how great his truck is. Therefore, in his eyes, making him seem like some really, special person or something that he's not. And he's got a camper in the driveway that I don't know if it would run, if he started it up. And he's also got a white truck that looks very similar to his red truck. I don't know, like the year difference between them or whatever. Like, I don't know if the white truck's older than the red or vice versa. Or I know he said the red one is like 26 years old or something like that. It used to belong. Yeah. and you're right. I think that a lot of it is insecurity and stuff on Carl's part. He's trying to build himself up to something more than he actually is. He tends to have a very negative attitude, a lot of times. And I refuse to go down to Kentucky again riding in a car with him, or even if I drove my car, I wouldn't want him in the car because he would just stress me out and end up making me do something that would end up getting us lost. Um, but yeah, like uh, he doesn't get along with Mom and Jim very well. There's times when they will get along, but yeah, and I think that is part of it too, is he's overcompensating because he wants to be, I don't know, he wants to be like, I don't know if it's like the total center of attention, but his motives are not right. He's taken up space that he should not be taken up. And, Mom, I mean, she gets upset endlessly about it because she can't go out and sit on the back patio like she would like to in the morning and like have her coffee, and stuff like that. Maybe have some breakfast out there and listen to the birds sing, in the morning. And Carl's just taken up every inch of available space there. And when he's not taking up space, Jim is taking up space with a bunch of crap that he has there that should not be. So it's like Mom doesn't even have her backyard anymore. She feels like the patio's being taken away from her because Jim and Carl have all their stuff sitting there, and it upsets her, and it ends up causing a lot of conflict, between the three of them. And, Carl also has a habit of like repeating stuff and saying the same kind of stuff over and over, and that agitates people. He says one thing, does another. And, so you can't really rely on much of anything that he says because he has a Jekyll and Hyde switch, or what I call a prick switch. That 1 minute he's okay and, he's decent. And the next minute he's like this monster that's just lashing out at everybody and anybody in the immediate vicinity because something's not going his way. And I don't feel safe with him in the car because he's one of those that when he gets lost, he gets angry and then he lashes out about it. And even though he claims that he's not lashing out at me or saying that it's my fault, I still don't feel safe in the car with him. And I just want to tell him to, I just want to, tell him to just pull over and I'll just get out and I'm just going home. I'll just start walking home. I don't care how far away it is because I don't feel safe. And, because when he gets upset and angry, I feel threatened. I feel like he's taking it out on me, even though he says that he's not. And he's upset because he just gave Chelsea, I think it was like over $600 to get her business going, Holly. And now he's upset because somehow he got it misunderstood along the way that he and Justin and Chelsea were going to go into this business together. And that was never discussed. That was never talked about. I haven't had a chance to, talk to Chelsea one-on-one about anything yet, but she's already invited me to come down there and stay for a week. And I just, like I said, I don't know how I would work that out here, but there's just, there's not a lot that I can really say about a lot of stuff because I don't want to get, yelled at again or, cussed at or called a bitch or whatever, or just, why don't you stay down there? Well, maybe I fucking will. And then let's see you come up with paying the rent and the bills. I'll just take Kalika and Carmela with me. It wouldn't, I don't know. I don't know if I would, be able to stay there for a whole week, unless there was some way I could take Carmela and Kalika with me, or on several trips that I go down there in the future. Like one trip I go down, I'll stay for 3 whole days instead of 2. Thanks, Holly. I could use all the hugs I can get right now. I'm trying not to cry right now, so because this kind of stuff has been going on for 14 years, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't see it ever changing, because only one of us is willing to try and sort it out. I don't know about you girls, but this doesn't sound like love to me. And you guys didn't see Yeah. Yeah, I do. But I still feel like if it's going to happen, I want it done the right way, because I want to do it the right way so that it is final and there's no more him coming back into it. Or using my kids to get his foot back in the door, like he's done before. Well, all I can really say at this point, girls, is prepare yourselves, because if he hears me say this, he's liable to come out and start on me again. Earlier in the live stream, me and Brooke were joking about, how close we are and how affectionate we are towards each other and how closely we've bonded and everything. And, I was joking about, people are going to think that her and I are married or something, or a couple, because, we're that close and we're going to be inseparable. I already know that. So, I was saying all that in fun, and then Chris came into the living room and started to say something, but I don't like the look on his face, and I don't know what he was about to say, but I can't help but worry that he would take it to a sexual place. So I picked up my bottle here, and I said, don't make it sexual, or so help me God. And he said, shut the hell up. And he was very hateful when he said it, but because he does it far too much, with the sexual teasing stuff, and it triggers me. I don't like it, and he keeps doing it, and I just don't see the point in endlessly telling him that, because he's just going to keep doing it. So I just, it's his own fault that my mind automatically went to, yeah, believe me, I'd be all for that. And I can't begin to describe how it felt when he reacted that way. But like, I just don't want to hear it anymore. I don't like that part of him, and it's not like I'm expecting him to just be somebody else, but have some fucking respect and courtesy to everybody else that isn't always going to think your jokes are funny, especially when you take them to a place like that. And he doesn't know when to quit as far as the teasing goes. He takes it too far, and that's what causes the problems. And this is just, I can't say this enough. All I know is I want to do this right, because I don't want him coming back. I don't want him working his way back in the door like he's done too many times, like he's done every time I've tried to send him away. So I feel like I'm stuck in a loveless relationship, and it's not even a relationship. I don't even know what to call it anymore, but it's not a relationship, not to me. And yeah, he went to lay down. I don't know. I guess he's going to bed, which is extremely early for him, because not only did he scream at me and say shut the hell up, but he also said I don't even want to talk to you anymore. And when he went and made dinner and served it up in the bowls like he usually does, he'll bring mine right to me. Well, he brought it and he sat it very roughly down on the coffee, like, get it, your bitch. I don't want to talk to you right now. So I still have to watch what I say, because I don't want another onslaught. And I don't have the privacy to talk openly like I would be able to do if, say, I was downstairs at Maria's place or something. And I don't want to go down and talk about it around her, because then that's just going to bring her down, and she's going to pretty much, say the same thing. And it's kind of one of those, you feel like you're in a room full of people screaming at the top of your lungs and not a single person hears you. They act like you're not even there. He spends the majority of his time on that computer, day in, day out. Every once in a great while, yeah, he might come in here and we'll watch a movie or something or whatever, but even then, he's not happy or satisfied unless he's constantly on his laptop. He can't even shut the damn thing down long enough to watch a movie. And if he's not on his laptop, he's on his tablet. If he's not on his tablet, he's on his phone. If he's not on his back on the computer in the dining room. And to me, that's not spending quality time together. And he goes out and he spends all this money, to get us a new microwave and everything. And I can't help but think, how long are we going to have this one before the roaches infest it and destroy it too? Not saying I didn't want him to get it or he was wrong for getting it. I feel like it's a waste of money because how long are we going to have it before it's infested again? And the roaches tear this one up. And probably one of the harder things for me going and living somewhere else is how I would be able to pull it off to the point that I know Maria would probably, she's already told me that, you and I could always get a place together, and yeah, we could, but I don't want to move too far away from my mom right now because I'm still, concerned about them because they're still looking for a place to live. And they haven't heard from Jerry Ziegler, who's the guy that sold the house, that's known the family for many years, since I was little, since I was a baby in diapers still. And yeah, thanks, Michael. I love you too. So I don't want to move too far away from mom because I want to be able to easily get to her, because if something happens to her and she ends up in the hospital or she ends up dying on me or something, I would feel just absolutely horrible if I was 4 hours away in Kentucky. So if my brother's not hurting me, something else is, or Chris is, or and the, what it does to me and how it brings me down. So, thanks, Michael. Well, maybe I'll talk to Jerry Ziegler and see if he can't, help out with the situation and help me to get a place by myself and just take Carmela and Kalika, and it's going to break my heart because I'm not going to be able to take Bella and Boo with me because Chris has already said that the boys go with him. Like, that's just the way it's got to be because he says so. So it's going to hurt me because I'm going to feel like I'm abandoning them. And I'll never see them again. And with what Boo's been through, I don't want to put him through that. So I'll talk to Jerry Ziegler and I'll explain the situation to him and see what he suggests. Yeah, sure, go ahead. I could use something amazing right now. Oh, I'm glad for you. I'm sure the wolf dog was beautiful too. I know how beautiful Shia was. That was the 98% wolf that my friend had. Wow. 60%. Yeah, that's pretty good. Shia, she was 98% wolf, guys. 98% wolf. That means she was literally 2% away from 100% wolf. My friends that owned her, they talked about how they got her, and they breeded her with a German Shepherd, I think, was one of the dogs they breeded her with. Oh, I bet. Because I've never heard of Marima before, so yeah, I mean, I know wolves can be pretty big, you know. I've never encountered a full-blooded wolf other than Shia. She's the closest thing to a full-blooded I've seen. She's passed away, though. I don't know how long she's been gone. She had some puppies. My friends that owned Shia, they had, I guess, what was her last pup, and he was about half grown. And my friend Katie had him with her. I think they named him Bear or something like that because he was pretty big, even for only being grown. He started turning on the kids. It's a guardian breed used to guard livestock mostly. They're a large, reaching upwards of about 110 to 115 pounds. Yeah, that sounds pretty big. I think Bear would have been like that, you know, once he got fully grown. I would not be surprised. Um, but she had to get rid of Bear because he started turning on the kids or something. I don't know. And that's a shame because that was the last pup. It's gone now, so it's not like there's going to be any more. I don't know where Shia's buried. I'm assuming they might have buried her somewhere on their property or something. My friend Virginia, who's Katie's mom, she lives in Marion, and oh yeah, I'm sure. Sure, he's a pretty big guy. Down at Chelsea's, there's a lot of dogs, like I mentioned earlier. There's let's see, there's Harley, which is a husky. Leo, which is a solid white male that likes to come and hang out for some reason at Chelsea's place, especially if I'm there. There's a couple others. I know, like one of the females roaming around down there by Chelsea's had puppies recently, but I don't or anything like that. but the solid white one reminded me of a German Shepherd. And it's saying that my connection's unstable again, guys. So I hope it doesn't chuck us off here. It's saying it's trying to reconnect. So, and this is the second time it's done it. Wow. Yeah, that's how I kind of felt with Shia. Like, I'm glad that I had the time with her that I did, even though it was short lived, because I didn't, I don't, I've never went to Virginia and Katie's place very often. And I mean, yeah, I could do it now, but because I have a car, but because then it would be on my terms. Because one time I got down there and I told them that I could stay for 2 weeks. And within a couple of days, I was ready to come home because she had way too many people there. And a lot of them were Thai Ridgeback. Yeah, I've never even heard of those. But I remember that first morning that I woke up on that farm in that tent with Virginia and Katie, and I think they had me on some type of a cot because I told them, I said, I cannot sleep on the ground. Not with my fibromyalgia. It would be too uncomfortable because I've tried to do it and I didn't sleep at all that night. This thing keeps stopping for some reason. I woke up and Shia was laying there right next to me. And as soon as I opened my eyes, because I was laying down and she was pretty much at the same level as me, this thing's freezing up again. Wow. Yeah, I remember how I felt when Shia did that to me, because I mean, she wasn't my wolf, she was theirs, but it felt like she was mine. It's weird. I felt a connection with her, I guess, and it was the most beautiful thing to wake up to, was her looking into my eyes, and the fact that she was laying there right next to me, and I was like, wow. I don't remember what color Shia's eyes were, but I felt like there was a familiarity, like I had known her before, maybe possibly in a past life. Yeah, yeah, animals do have that ability to. Yep, dogs can do that too. They understand the shortcomings of humans. That's why, at least to a point, a lot of them can forgive the wrongs that humans do to them. And I'm just strictly talking about the type that abuse animals and hurt them, and I know that's not any of us. But then there was another time when Shia literally called me to her in a dream. I was astrally projecting because I remember flying around the enclosure that they had her in. Because at the time, that was when they were staying on that farm with that lady Barb. Yep. Yeah, they're definitely ideal companions because they can love us in a way that not every other animal can. Now, I have my own connection with my cats, and I'm surprised Kalika's not in here laying on my lap right now. But I don't know, maybe she felt my sadness, so She decided to go lay down elsewhere. So if I can work it out with Jerry Ziegler and find some way to financially pull it off, then I might just do that. I might just tell him, look, I'm in a toxic relationship. I've been in a toxic relationship with the same guy for 14 years. I want out. And every time I try to send him away, he always finds a way back in. And I'm just done. I'm just done. He cares more about that computer and being on it all day than I feel he cares about me. It's like he can't function unless he's constantly on a fucking computer. And I mean, I could literally probably be sitting here completely naked on the couch and he would be on that computer in there, and I don't even know how long it would be before he would even notice, if he would even notice. And he thought I was joking when I said, so when's the wedding? Because you're not in a relationship with me, you're in a relationship with the damn computer. You're in love with the fucking computer. That's where you spend all your time. Or so it seems. I mean, we almost never go out and do anything because we usually don't have the money. But it's just it's time for a win, you know. Because honestly, I have my doubts and fears that I would be able to handle me and Maria getting a place. Because as much as I try to stay on the positive with her, I do have difficulty more than I can handle sometimes of her handicap not agitating me and getting so under my skin that I just want to scream at her. And that ain't going to do anything but make her afraid to be around me anymore. And I still feel like if I feel like I'm the only one in this so-called relationship, which to me it's not a relationship, and Chris feels like he's the only one in it, then why are we together? Because if that's how we both feel, then to me there's no love there. There's nothing to save. There hasn't been for 14 years. I try to look at the good, I try to be thankful. But the bad is just too much. And my heart can't take it, because reacting to me the way he did, it felt like he literally came up and punched me in my gut and knocked the breath out of me. No, Holly, I doubt it. One, it would be too long of a journey. Two, there would be snow and ice on the ground for sure by Christmas. And I don't have any money to get any presents for anybody. The only way that I would be able to possibly get presents would be for the kids, and I'd have to go through a Secret Santa here in Columbus to do that. Oh, yeah. Well, like, for Thanksgiving even, I mean, because I know Thanksgiving's like on the 25th, because I did see that on the calendar. I don't know what they're doing for Thanksgiving, but I know Chelsea said she definitely doesn't want her mom down there in Kentucky because she don't get along with her mom. But I would not be a bit surprised if she invited me, to come to Kentucky for Thanksgiving. But then if I did that, I would feel bad not taking Mom and Jim with me. We don't know if Alicia's gonna come for Thanksgiving or not. I haven't, even tried to reach out to her and ask her to see if she has plans or if she's gonna just come over to Grandma's, which Grandma's is so tiny that, you know, you can't, there's really no room to sit people so they can eat. Yeah, like I said, Mom and Jim, but I don't, I don't, I don't know if Mom would be able to handle a 4-hour drive down there, because there was one incident that one time me and Mom went up to Marion to see Michael, and in MCI, and I like got myself misdirected somehow, so we ended up lost. And I was kind of freaking out and panicking a little bit. Michael kept calling me, and we were literally on the road for 4 hours then, but it was accidental. And I just don't think Mom, with her left hip being messed up the way it is and stuff, she wouldn't be able to handle a 4-hour drive down there. And I don't know that she would be able to handle all the kids being around and everything either, because she's just gotten too old and bitter and intolerant of especially young kids, because a lot of them down there are young. I don't know if Juliana's in her teens yet. I don't think she is, but I just never thought to ask. So I'm not sure. But Mom's place is just too tiny. And if it's really cold out, then, nobody's going to really feel like going out and setting up a table and freezing their butts off, because that's the only place that anybody can fit to, like, have their own little table, set their meal on it, and eat it that way. Mom said something today about, I think she's wanting to get that armoire that she has in the middle of the living room, which has taken up a tremendous amount of space unnecessarily. But it was one of the pieces of furniture that she had that was badly damaged when that car drove into the living room back in March. And she is wanting to clean it out and find somewhere else to put the stuff. And I just don't know when she's going to do that. If I could get over there sometime soon or something, because like I said, I only went over there today and spent a couple of hours there, but I knew if I went over there and didn't spend a little bit of time there and visit with her and everything, that she'd get mad at me. So I went ahead and stayed down there until I think it was around 4 or something. And then Stephanie was getting ready to go to the library when I was getting ready to leave, because she had some other job searching and stuff that she wanted to do. And, over at the library, you can get on the internet. She can be in a nice, quiet area, not have to worry about, Carl, Mom, and Jim fighting each other like they do all too often. So hopefully if I can get over there and help her get that cleaned out, we can get that thing set out to the curb, and it's going to kill her because she loves the thing to death. It's the type of armoire that has a big long door on one side that when you open it up, it has a bunch of shelves inside. And then over on the other side, it has dresser drawers. So it's one of those types. And I don't remember if it's the dresser drawer or it's the shelf area. She found a secret compartment in one side of it that she didn't even know was there. And she was just like feeling around, and she's like, "What's this?" And she was messed around with it and got it to drop down. Yeah, I don't know. Do they celebrate Thanksgiving, Brooke? Pretty much. Do they celebrate Thanksgiving on the 25th, or is your Thanksgiving in England going to be a different day? Give her a minute to answer. Yeah, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Oh wow. Well, that's a shame. Sorry to hear that you don't have Thanksgiving there, but when it's Christmas, it's just going to be you and your boys. Yeah, that's sad. I mean, I'm already feeling bad because I just don't think I'm going to be able to get Christmas for anyone this year, and because the money's just not there, and it would be nice, for sure to have a nice, decent sized place to have, celebrations like that. Um, and so I'm not sure. I mean, I don't even know if mom's going to get anybody anything for Christmas this year. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Yule Fest. Yeah, I'm sorry, hon. Wish there was some way I could be there with you and the boys, so at least you wouldn't be by yourself, so much. Anywhere's better than here. No, don't take that wrong, but you guys know where I'm coming from when I say that. So, I don't know. I mean, I try to look forward to like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, but because COVID has messed so much up, yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like one that would definitely be very memorable. And well, Brooke, if I can pull it off, sweetie, and say we decide not to go, or I decide not to go to mom's, I'll just do a live stream on Thanksgiving Day on the 25th. And I don't know what kind of stuff we'll be having to eat or anything, but um, I don't know. I just honestly at this point, I don't know if I want to even try to go over to mom's because there's just no room. Um, Mom's got too much stuff, kind of like me here. And yeah, that'd be awesome. I wish that too, Holly, believe me. Um, but I don't know, like, what kind of restrictions we would have to deal with. And yeah, that would be amazing because I could possibly go, but the most that I would bring with me would be maybe Maria and Stephanie. Yeah. Yep. And I do try to remember back, when we had better Thanksgivings and better Christmases and times were happier then. Like for Thanksgiving, I used to dress up every year. I would like just to be different and do something different. I would wear a dressy dress that day, to as my part of my way of celebrating the holiday. And I had some pretty amazing dresses, throughout my life that I was able to wear. Yeah, if you leave hungry, that's your fault. Exactly. Um, Trying to think of like the biggest Thanksgiving I ever remember us having. It probably would have been at one of the other bigger places that, mom lived at the time. And I was living there with her because I wasn't able to get out on my own until I turned 18. And apartments seem to be one of the easier ones, I guess, to get into around here because houses nowadays it takes an awful lot, an awful lot of money and stuff to pull something like that off. And takes me a week to recover from the one day and evening. Yeah, like when I'm down in Kentucky or whatever, I mean, I'm absolutely loving every moment down there that I can. I try to make it as positive and happy and memorable as I can for everybody. And a lot of laughter, a lot of joy, more than I ever get here. So, but, it's good times and, making up for lost time too. And it takes me, like when I go down to Kentucky for something like 2 or 3 days, it takes me equally that amount of time to recoup once I get back. Because while I'm there, I can feed on the energy around me. I can feed on the energy of the mountains, the energy of the earth, the energy of the elements, and I'm fine, And then when it's all said and done and it's time to go home, then that's when I feel like somebody just pulled the plug and my batteries just stopped working. And unlike the Energizer Bunny, I just stopped. It's like my energy's just gone. And there's been some nice ones. Let's see. The last really nice one that I remember was, I want to say, I don't know if Central Avenue, the house that Mom lived in there, I don't know if that was like a favorite of mine, because I mean, the place wasn't that big, I don't think, but it was, I think, at least bigger than, because like the house that Mom's in, I will try to send you guys some kind of video footage or something, or try to, if I can figure out how to upload it onto YouTube. I could put in some of the video footage of what Mom's house looks like, and the like some still shot pictures. I could always like post those on Facebook or something. In which case, if I went that route, that's where I would direct you girls to go. So like, go over to Facebook. I just posted some pictures over there so you can see what the house looks like. And the last really fun Christmas that I remember. Wow. Oh, I guess like last Christmas was pretty okay, because I was able to get everything that I got my daughter Alicia for Christmas. She absolutely loved. Um, I tried to get Mom. I think I only ended up getting Mom like one gift, because, like I said, I just really couldn't afford anything else. And I tried to get at least a couple of gifts for Carl, I think, and a couple gifts for Jim, or maybe I just got them one each. I don't remember now, but when when the income's not there, it becomes harder um, to have a good Christmas, or have a good Thanksgiving, unlike the ones that I remember from my childhood, which were definitely by far the best ones, because back then there was times when we wouldn't have a Thanksgiving ourselves, but we would go over to other people's houses and do it there. Oh wow, well, that sounds like fun. Like me and Carl finally made it to the Circleville Pumpkin Show one year, and that was a lot of fun. But it was cold. I remember I think it was like, was it cold, or there was something about the day that, yeah, it was okay. it was kind of tricksy, getting there and finding an adequate place to park. And then once we did that, we had to walk a certain distance, like several blocks, I think it was. We had to walk just to get to where the festival actually was. The part of town that they like roped off or sectioned off or whatever. So that was the designated areas for the pumpkin show. And then if you were in town or you were close to the pumpkin show, you would have to reroute yourself and go another way to get where you were going, because a lot of the roads and stuff were blocked off. So, ow. And like some of the, like when they have the art show, the arts festival here, I think they have it every year. The arts festival is a lot of fun. It's outdoors, and it's also a section of road that gets closed off downtown from a certain point to a certain point, and within that bracket is where the food vendors are, and then there's the vendors that have like your art pieces, and it's a lot of fun, but it's very crowded though. It's like wall to wall people, and with COVID and stuff and so many restrictions now, I don't even know like what the last arts festival was like downtown, because I didn't go to it this year, because it's one of those, I don't like going if I don't have any money to spend, because I know there's always going to be stuff that I'm going to be drawn to that wants me to buy it for whatever reason, or I feel like, okay, this item is calling to me for a reason, and then struggling with and fighting with, do I really want to take it home, or and depending on what it is, and how big it is and how much room it takes up, like if it was a big art piece, I wouldn't have anywhere to put it on the walls. This doggone notification thing going off again. Oh brother, let's see. Okay, there wasn't so much that time. Good. Ouch. And how do I bring the music back up? Yeah, I think I was hoping the music would, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Just when I think I'm done with this doggone rash, comes back like a freaking owl, comes back again. I would love to do, something like baking, but with the apartment being so hot and dry as it already is, baking's not a fun thing because it gets even more hot. I have a lot of, I don't know, I'm beginning to think I have a freaking scalp condition that's kind of like along the lines of like a severe case of cradle calf or something, because I'm feeling a lot of like scabby type stuff, that some of it I can break loose with my nails, and then some of it, if I try to break it loose, it ends up hurting, so then I stop. And I know part of it is it's a nervous thing, it's a nerve thing, especially when I'm upset. I tend to do it more. But digging in my head's not making it any better. It's just making it worse, because it's just gonna keep making my scalp sore, and I don't want to like dig one of the scabs free and then it starts bleeding or something. Ouch. And I know also that part of it is my hair's dirty again, because when the body heats up to a certain temperature, then you tend to sweat. And then when you start sweating, salt comes out of the skin and the scalp and, from the sweat, and then it starts itching. And next time I dye my hair, I'm going to have to make sure that it's clean and dry before I do it. But I can't help but wonder if part of the reason why I've got so much of these scabby like things in here is because either it's the shampoo I'm using that is causing way too much dandruff, or it's my scalp from all the from doing too many hair dyes and too close together. Because usually what I do when it comes to dyeing my hair is whatever color I'm dyeing it, I will give it, probably several months, I'll give it a break, and I won't do the hair dye so that my scalp can kind of recoup from the constant barrage of me, putting hair dye on top of hair dye on top of hair dye on it. And here lately, I've been like changing it more often, at least with the black, which I don't know how well you guys can tell, but my bangs are actually kind of a blue black right now. And I still have a lot of the garnet, but now some of the other colors that's underneath is coming through again. But there was the garnet color that I had on my hair I really liked. Yeah. And I don't know, I guess partly it's my way of feeling more beautiful by, having that uniqueness of having multiple colors of hair, multiple colors in my hair, that when I use the right colors combinations, it looks really nice. But say like with the earthy colors, with the garnet and the blue black, if I did something like a pink on top of that, to me, that would just look crappy. It wouldn't look right. So since my theme is more earth colors, earthy colors, then I'll try to stick with earthy colors until enough of it grows out that those colors are gone without stripping the color out of my hair. Because I feel like if I strip the color out of my hair, it would mess my hair up so bad that I would be afraid it would fall out, to the point that I would literally have to start wearing wigs all the time because my original hair would just be destroyed. So I've never had the color stripped out of my hair, because I feel like it would be too harsh of a process to put it through. And having oily hair does not help matters, because my hair just oils up so quick. Like, I feel like if I don't wash my hair every other day, it's dirty again. I tried to take my color books and my gel pens down because I was trying to think of, when I went to Kentucky, some ways that I could do stuff with the kids. Oh yeah, that would be pretty. I might be able to do something like a red, green, or a silver, or a little bit of all three. That would probably look okay with these colors. I don't know. But don't really have the the money to get the amount of hair dye and the colors I'd have to get them to do that. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of some more positives, or trying to decide if I want to just close the live stream and go down and visit with Maria for a little bit before I go to bed, and maybe call one of you on the phone, and maybe actually physically talking to one of you on the phone would, help lift my spirits a little bit better. Because I don't want to just sit here, all sad and down and run out of things to say or run out of things to talk about. Not to mention this thing keeps popping up saying your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try reconnecting. So that's been going on this off and on the whole live stream here. And just put it this way, I'm not even sure I'm questioning and if I even want to stay here tonight or just go downstairs and stay down there. Thanks, Holly. Thanks for, have a good time at your class. And Brooke, I'll leave it up to you, sweetie. Do you want me to just go ahead and end the live stream and we can talk on the phone, in which case I'll just go downstairs because I don't want to cause any more problem. So blessed be Holly. Thanks for your prayers and, trying to help cheer me up. I appreciate it. Talk to you later. Yeah, Brooke, I hope you hear this, hon, because, you're not really saying much, so I don't know if you're busy or if you've fallen asleep on me. But I love you guys, and I think I'm just going to end this live stream for now because I've run out of things to say and talk about, and I'm still just feeling too down. So I'll talk to you girls again as soon as I can.